A little bit of a 50-50 mind game of they're going to try and outthink each other because SilverName will probably feel that Rogue is slightly favored against Druid. Most people who are confident enough to bring Rogue to a tournament feel that Rogue is favored against Druid.
Eternal arguments.
Yeah, so SilverName will be trying to get Rogue against Druid, and Elscouta will be trying to get Warlock against Druid, which means we could quite possibly just get Warlock against Rogue, but then there could be just a double bluff where we get the Druid mirror, so...
then we go deeper.
Yeah.
Elky, who do you think is better, Rogue or Druid? Like when you play the matchup?
Usually I think Druid is a bit better, but it also depends. Like if Druid has Harrison, he can just like change everything.
Oh yeah, Harrison's huge.
This can be like a huge tempo, but I think Druid is like still close. What do you think?
I think favored, but it's really close to coin flip. I think it's all about the coin. Like pick your camp.
52% maybe. Like you said, the coin can be huge. If Rogue has coin, they're in a decent spot. But also preparation can serve that purpose as coin as well. Board, and then Druid has to start playing from behind, which Druid doesn't like doing. So.
Yeah. So me and Elky think Druid is going to win this, and
on just standard oil Rogue. If this is some sort of twist, because I believe his Rogue was banned in the first set, so we don't know what this Rogue deck is. So if it's a Malagos Miracle Rogue list, which is possible because of the Tomb Pillar, it's flexible. People disagree on which 4-drops to play in oil. You deck, right? You just always want those coins. So.
All right, so there's a gadget.
Yeah.
But is it Malagos?
Yeah, Miracle Rogue.
Miracle Rogue.
Yeah.
It's so cool that we.
Hey, this guy's brought Rogue to this tournament. What deck do you think it is, Nimsh?
It was
yeah.
Okay, so interesting Tomb Pillager. Possible for Malagos then, right?
Yeah. It was seen based on the Tomb Pillager. So the idea of Malagos Miracle is it's based on a very old deck called Miracle Rogue. When you use coins and preparations and cheap spells to cycle through your whole deck, and then you Malagos in combination with spells like Eviscerate, Blade Flurry, sometimes in one turn with a good draw.
That's a pretty nice deck. Interesting. Like
Elscouta who picked up the Shade. It's a really good pickup for him. Because then he has
so just try and get the Blood Mage off the board, and then if the Shade comes down, then the fan doesn't have Shade, because I'm going to fan it, and it pays off there. So.
He did pay off, yes. Well, they have to threaten, they have to get the board control because they want to be able to threaten the Rogue with a combo. So to have the Rogue like react to the Druid board basically, and like to always have something on board to be threatened. So it's like.
Okay, that sounds cool. So Druid will try to fight versus Rogue and get some tempo, get some minions on board. Lothar might be quite good, especially if there is a big gadget center.
Use new things in the game that you can use to beat them. So that's what Lothar was for originally. It was like counter Gadgetzan.
But it's also so powerful against Freeze Mage and against Druid as well. It's just so strong because you just play Lothar and it's like, I don't care if you have combo, I just like next turn.
Those coins are very useful because looking at his hand right now, not only are they useful with
because there might be a Keeper of the Grove, which we see there is in hand. But also what's a really important, doesn't know what this Rogue is. He doesn't expect gadgets.
Yeah, very possible. Until he's going to see something like this Shiv being fired here might be the first alarm bell that sells. Yeah. Shiv to face is not his auctioneer resources too much. He's just fighting the game honestly.
He will change. If he knew he was a Malygos rogue with a Katowice, would he play any different from the Druid side?
Based on the play so far, probably not. I mean, the only real big decision he's had to make is whether or not to drop the Shade early on.
Maybe you can just leave some minions, because Malygos is still coming at some point. So basically you want to win the game faster than versus standard rogue. And also, like, what about the draw? Like, there is sprint.
I think the idea against Malygos is to be a little bit more aggressive, because as you said, big swingy tempo turn with a prep done on turn 4 with Violet Teacher in Oil Rogue, for example.
So they got the oil from it too, right? From the two draws on the board because it's not gonna be able to clear it with just oil.
You're not scared of them getting buffed by oil, but also you can overextend a bit more because
Really know it's Malygos.
I mean, he got shivved in the face.
Minions might be small, but it is the damage that's being dealt.
It's pretty annoying to remove as a druid. It's like usually the
Malygos is not an OTK. It's like, okay, you get Malygos and you prep, eviscerate, it's a lot of damage, cool, but it's not 30.
Right. Yeah, I mean, and I basically every play he's made is just maximum power on the board that he could have made that turn.
Yeah.
We saw him coin out the Tomb Pillager, max power on board, make the big Van Cleef.
for the next 4 turns or 5 turns. It's like so much cost, so it as well. So it's like, which one do you want to play around? It's a very difficult decision.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But that Drake pickup is pretty huge for SilverName. Just let minions.
Even Shiv is fine, because Shiv deals 2 damage, so you can finish it with Edwin and weapon attack, or just use one of the SIs if you don't want to take damage.
Yeah, that works too. See what he goes with here.
Dude of the Claw in charge form, but it's still like they're not really great answers to.
It seems like this Gadgetzan is kind of like a lightning rod. Not only if it's not well.
Yeah, yeah. That's very true. Just using the, as I said, he's not really going down the normal Malygos Miracle line here. He's not using Gadgetzan into Malygos to value the.
Do you sap Lothar?
I mean, you can just deadly poison and kill Lothar. That would put you down to what, 18 with the Shade on board. Yeah, you could just get comboed.
I don't think he wants to play.
Right.
Azure Drake is not bad as well. Just like kill Lothar. All right, so
but
you
I
definitely.
think he wants to trade the. He's sapping.
He's gonna do it. The Shade to trade? No, he does have enough. He does have enough. So if like Lothar Taunt came down, he was locked out, but
I love it. Like
after your play damage, but I think it's actually right. I thought he was going into a 10 mana turn from the Druid, and he knew there was a Druid in the Claw in the hand because he sapped that as well. So I was counting like, okay, so Lothar Druid of the Claw comes down. How does he beat that? But
to get rid of it.
Yeah. Well, so that's over pretty much. There is 5-10 damage easily in hand at the very moment.
Let's prep the fan as well for some BM. Why not? Let's just go nuts.
Come on, Malygos. Even the backstab for the Shade. How sick is that?
Yeah, pretty awesome.
Yeah. Convincing victory from SilverName. It was
definitely. I mean, from the very beginning, it seemed like he had this game under control. And imagine if the Edwin was not answered. There was Keeper of the Grove to silence it, but if there would not be any keepers, like, can you play?
Really going for the initiative and making the biggest board presence that he could on every single turn, which is just what you need to do against Druid. Like, no matter what deck you're playing. Are the games where they get like Twilight Drake and Sludge Belcher down early and they actually.
So right now, if Elscouta goes for Warlock, he will have a good match.
He is pretty
MCT is huge.
It can make like the biggest tempo swing sometimes, and especially if you expect to have a lot of Paladins and Zeus, it's pretty good. Oh, Yeti! Wow.
Yeah, we saw this in the first game, and just Chill and Yeti came off the top, and we're like, whoa! That's a Yeti. If we win, even then, people tended to go for like Savage Combatant instead of Chill and Yeti.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Just kind of weird.
So which photo do you think he dropped? I can't imagine him dropping.
The
Or maybe
keeper.
one shooter, one.
Oh my!
He's
Yeti,
having.
wow.
And then Coin Yeti. Which year is it solo?
I don't know. Does has he just got so raged?
Well, we can easily check which is the better 4-drop because they're
Gonna save him a turn to be able to play the Shredder right back into the Yeti.
Versus Yeti, the fated battle that we have all dreamed of for oh, it's good. Like he can wrap it.
Is he gonna wrap it?
He can
or
wrap
is he gonna
it.
coin the other Yeti?
It's close. It's
yeah,
really close.
Difficult to see. Druid next turn. Probably
Yeah.
coin out the Druid of the Claw.
or like Genshin of Lore. Coin
Right.
can always be used. But yeah, double Yeti it is, guys. Double. And it's also so funny for me personally because the Yeti
I kind of like that. It's a decent play.
just go
But
to
no,
it.
no.
It is a
Cards. I'm gonna play my superior cards. Everyone's told me that I can go face for 8 right now if you want.
I don't hate that.
Yeah, it's probably the play actually. It's probably much better, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, if you don't even wood, what are you gonna do? Just hero power and
Exactly.
Right.
And also like it driven
another minion basically for free, right? If
Yeah.
you fit into it.
with charge in a way, right?
Yes. So it's
And also if
just like
Or maybe a minion from Shredder, possibly. Like on
be about to lose one of those Yetis to the Lance Carrier as to kill one of the Yetis with the Lance Carrier. So he might get punished for leaving.
Savage Roar and Innovate Drake, and
Yeah.
then you would have a really strong board.
yeah.
It's very true.
But then the damage is getting scary and this living roots might actually land on face at some point. Because there's Root of the Claw as well. So
Yeah. Shadow Boxer. Okay, I mean, it could happen.
yeah, just one damage to face because you healed yourself. For 6 don't.
I think yeah, Druid the Claw in stats mode. I think. I mean, I've liked Elky's suggestion of using Savage Roar. But I could have used this first one for some board control at some
But now
point.
it's like the trade is not.
With your Innervate, he just needs Force of Nature and turn 10. And then he can double combo for 22. Just continue trading till he can double.
I think it depends on maybe a little bit on your draw. Like possibly if you pick up a Savage Roar.
Important for SilverName because if he wins it, he not only wins the match.
Very true. And yeah, he does respect the Drake, respects the... Oh, the turn after!
Is he doing that
The
really?
turn after it dies.
Yeah, you will have like 1 damage landing somewhere.
Yes, you
Shadow
use Savage Roar. Too much damage, I think. You can Savage Roar and like
I like.
Right, you just restart the game with a 5-5 on the board and Dr. Boom to follow up. Like, it
Yeah.
seems so strong, yeah.
Yeah, and then like if you do not do it, there can. Yeah, that's a valid point.
especially because Innovate is usually not a card. somehow to get a creature out faster.
Yep, definitely. Makes a lot of sense. Okay, so what do you do now as a druid? Block the combo?
Yeah, when you can block the combo.
Combo bluff here, right? Like he's forcing his opponent to hero power, saying that, yeah, exactly. It's just not a big deal.
I counter your bluff with my Dr. Bull.
It's the point at which the second one becomes a card draw. So there is of 14.
But there was still the right move, right? Because he's better, still better than him.
Azure Drake to draw some. Do you want to have?
You're playing Drake, Big Game Hunter into Boombots, which are the two most
the Living Woods to and innovate just to have more target for the. I mean, you're gonna be weak. It's a weak spot where you're kind of weak.
right? Yeah.
I kind of like the Living Roots, but he still values it as there is, with the combo and with the Living Roots, how much damage is there? Basically 22.
16, 20, 22, yeah. You can combo and trade one of the Boombots in, and then if it hits face for 4, you have lethal. And if it doesn't, then you can just go with the board control play, like you said.
Boombots too, because they both have 2 more attacks.
Right.
And he puts like, if your opponent has 6 life, praying for you not to draw another Force of Nature.
And now it's super awkward because
wait, I looked away for a second and an Azure Drake survived Boombots? Like, what happened?
It did, actually. You weren't looking.
What? It didn't kill? That's really weird.
No.
Oh, that's a pretty good one, though.
Rough. Yeah.
Yeah, Wrath for 2 on the Big Game Hunter, sure.
Get swipe off the top. Swipe face.
Yeah. What's the best way to do it, though? Like, send the Drake.
I'm gonna die too.
Right. Because you don't need this Living Roots anymore, right? So just maybe respect the minion? No, he doesn't care. Alright, he's just going to leave that one minion up.
That's absolutely.
He's alive against one combo, so this is perfectly reasonable, but...
Druid of the Claw, does it save him?
Druid of the will go face, so...
Yeah, so it seems it's over. So
yeah, he'd have to Druid of the Claw.
Well, so it seems that SilverName will be our first finalist. Is he just gonna do it? Wait, so you combo out?
Innovate the Druid of the Claw. It's a possible line.
Yeah, that's what he's gonna do.
To live, but it just feels like such a miserable situation with like no real win condition that I don't know.
Yeah, but only shows the skill of Elscouta making the read. Like he says, hey, there is.
Or not to like do the initiative thing. Oh, is it still lethal? Oh, it's lethal because he has.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, okay, so with Exarch Lethal, SilverName is the first. Yeti! Actually, Yeti won!
Yeti actually
We didn't these games.
Yeah,
so
we can have a strong assumption that he might not play any or one maybe.
That's crazy.
Or he's like having them on bottom of the deck because they're like for this one.
Yeah.
Sure. So that was an impressive. Druid versus Druid was quite interesting. Elky,
like Elscouta could have definitely used the combo with the Boombots and clear the board. Like not clearing the board and leaving the Drake on the... It made pretty